Hello. I don't know why I'm recording this. It's for the fun of it. This is the day after advanced handgun on Saturday that I just took, where I had the Squib load. I'm finally getting around to field stripping my CZ Shadow 2 to make sure everything looks okay. So I'm going to take it apart, clean it, and then I'm going to use dummy rounds in a magazine and make sure everything cycles properly afterwards. So sorry for the weird view. You're just going to see me mostly in this shot. I don't have my tripod, so let me get the CZ out. Make sure it's clear, right? Like you're supposed to. Okay. And don't forget about the nitrile gloves, right? Try to limit getting any of this junk on your fingers and then in your mouth and in your eyes or whatever, on your food, all that, you know. So got these nice little nitrile gloves. They got like these grippy surfaces on them. I don't know if you can see that or not in the video. They're thicker nitrile, so they don't tend to tear, so which is nice. I got them on Amazon. In case anyone's interested, they are these. This might look backwards. Glove Works by Amex. These are the extra large, extra thick nitrile gloves. Been pretty happy with them so far. In case that's not backwards. It looks backwards on my screen. So what do I have here as far as cleaning goes? I have, clean cotton wipes, and I have a variety of cleanse oil containers. I have a spray bottle. I have the big squirt bottle. I even have a needle, like a little needle oiler. Don't use it that much, but so let's continue. So we're gonna field strip the CZ. So it is clear. No magazine. Hammer's still back. And what you do with the CZ is you line up these two hash marks. I just put it over my face because that's where the camera will instantly focus. I guess because it's a cinematic setting. But you line up these hash marks, and then on the opposite side you push that in. That is a slide lock, and if you can hear my cat, that's Henry. Henry, what are you doing? So I'm going to line up the hash marks. Yes, I hear you, Henry. Push the opposite side of slide stop in. You can see it pops up. And with the hash marks still aligned, you ask politely, and there you go. And the slide stop pops out. The rest of the slide then comes right off. Here you have the spring. So what I'm seeing here is, I think I'm actually seeing gunpowder in this. There's actually granules on the slide, on the actual barrel right here. Well, that's not good. So the round actually had stuff in it. I wasn't expecting that. So what had happened was, loaded, was firing. I think had already shot like 190 rounds at that point. And then we were just shooting at steel targets. And then I heard what sounded like a dry fire click. And which obviously, that's a surprise. You're in the middle of shooting and all of a sudden it just goes click as opposed to boom. And you're like, what the fuck's going on? So I'm like, is this a hang fire? Okay. So I waited. It seemed okay. So I was like, you know what? Let me drop my magazine, rack the slide back to pop out whatever's in there. And an empty casing came out. I was like, an empty casing? Okay. So then I, racked the slide back, make sure it was locked, and I looked down, and you could see that the bullet was there. The bullet was stuck in the barrel. It didn't seem. I alerted the range officer. They took the pistol away, and they properly removed the bullet from the chamber. And they brought the gun. They brought the gun back to me, and with the round, with the little, with the bullet. Everyone's a little puzzled because the casing didn't even have it didn't seem like the casing even had a strike on it. There was no indentation on the primer. So now it's just trying to figure out what's going on. So originally I thought maybe it just didn't have any powder in it. But now we can see that there was powder in it because it's all over the inside of this. So, okay, so let's put that down. Let's pop the spring off. Magazine out, or not the magazine, the barrel. Still new to the gun world. I mess up terminology all the time. Try not to. Just tap it, see if anything comes out. Just looking in the light, yeah, you can see there's lots of little pebbles, teeny tiny little rocks. That's what it looks like, which is the gunpowder. Sorry, there's a little box I have on the side with some of my cleaning tools in it. So like, let me pull out the nylon brush. If I had an air nozzle, I might actually blow this out, which I do not have an air nozzle. And do this upside down, so maybe oh, and when they brought this back, the gun back to me, I was like, I'm done for the day. I'm not going to shoot this until I take it apart, look at it, see what's going on. I'm glad, because now there's gunpowder all inside it. So, let's just do some for cleaning. I'm going to spritz it with some cleanse oil. It smells so nice. And it does. It's like lemony. It's kind of a surprise. I'm like, ooh, lemons. Put my Magula uploader. Put that off to the side. I'll need that for later. Put the magazine off to the side. Hopefully I'll need that for later. I don't know if I want to be... I guess if there's no strike happening, it should be fine, right? I almost want to go get a bottle of like canned air that you clean computers with, and spray the inside of this out just to kind of get all the debris out of it. Definitely was not expecting gunpowder. That's it. So, the barrel. Looking down the barrel at the moment, I have a paper towel down. I don't have a fancy gun cleaning mat, I just use like a paper towel. Do want to get a mat, just haven't. But the nice thing about the mat, or nice thing about the paper towel is that it's white, and I have a lamp right here, and you can just like look down the barrel at the paper towel, and you can kind of see what's going on in there pretty well. I also have Q-tips, cotton swabs. Spray the slide stop. Spray the spring. Just everything clean. Carefully. Dummy rounds. Put them off to the side. They were the A-Zoom, the blue ones, the 9mm. I like them a lot, actually. Haven't had a whole lot of luck with dummy rounds. These really function well in the pistol, so I'm very happy with them. I have a mat here to help keep my gloves clean. I mean, yeah, I'll throw them out, but while I'm working with them, you know, they get messy, clean them off, wipe them down. So what I do have is one of these jobs, which is, I don't know, it has a name, but you put it in the barrel and it illuminates the interior of the barrel. I think the paper towel actually works a hell of a lot better. The reflection off the light reflecting off the paper towel. Okay, so all that is soaking. I think this is the first time I've had to clean the gun where it's not just a regular maintenance thing. Hey, I shot the day before, let me clean it. This is like, oh shit, what's going on with my gun? I really think that was I don't think that was a gun thing yesterday. I think it was ammo related. And I've never had that happen with that ammo before. I didn't inspect the round before putting it in the magazine. I'm wondering if the bullet itself was set a little deeper in the cartridge, which then allowed the cartridge to sit further into the barrel, which put it out of the reach of the firing pin, but not far enough to where the extractor couldn't do its job. So I'm thinking that happened. And when I extracted it, I pulled it apart and the gunpowder went everywhere on the inside. So that's a little frustrating. So now I have to make sure I get all this gunpowder off of this thing. I might clean it more than once, and I might actually get a can of air to spray it down. Just gonna keep cleaning it. You know, I have a lot of these little pads, but use them once and they're dirty, so you have to toss them. You know, I'll just do one drop. I do like one drop on either side. I missed. There we go. I was afraid I was going to see gunpowder in this. I was really hoping that wasn't going to be the case. Really hoping that wasn't the case. But yesterday's class was nice. I definitely recommend that range. I'm always hesitant about giving the name out because it's just that nice. Kind of keep it to myself in kind of a way. No, but it's not fair to them because they have a nice facility. I really appreciate the environment. I appreciate the people there and the instructors. Everyone's fucking great. The range is called Range 129, and it is in Absecon, New Jersey, which is near the Atlantic City Airport. Atlantic City International Airport, right off of the AC Expressway. Very easy to get to. Wonderful building, great facility. 2 pistol ranges, 1 rifle range, and an archery range. The rifle range is 100 yards. The pistol ranges, 10 lanes each. They split them up, 25 yards each range. It's a very, very nice place. I bought my CZ there. And like I said, very nice place, very nice people. What more could you ask for? You know, gun culture. I'm a Democrat, but I've gotten into guns. And with that being said, I know a lot of these environments that I go into to deal with the gun stuff, you know, whether I'm buying, shopping, going to shoot, for lack of a better term, a lot of the situations are not for me. Thankfully, you do find places that keep the politics pretty much out of it. We're all there to shoot and enjoy the sporting I can't speak, I cannot talk. We're there to enjoy shooting and to do it safely. You know, so I greatly appreciate that. You don't feel intimidated. The environment there is very multicultural, multi-gender. You know, it's great to see the diversity. You know, it's not just a bunch of white guys with beards and flannels. Guilty. Flannels with baseball hats. You know, which give you a certain particular vibe. You know, and you draw conclusions about people like that for personal safety reasons. You know, you're like, okay, this might be someone who does not align with me politically or reflect my political ideals. So definitely keep that shit in check, because I'm just there to shoot. I'm not there to make enemies. I want to go in and have a good time. I want to do this safely. I don't want to piss anyone off. I like where I go to shoot. I try to be as completely compliant and observable as possible, you know, for myself and for the place and for the other people who go there. But like I was saying, the people who work there are great, really friendly, very approachable. Yeah, because, you know, that's what you do. You throw things around. I didn't throw that. I dropped it. I have a trash can over here. I'm putting all the stuff in the trash can. I'm not just dumping it on the floor for the cats to play with. I have a can there. So I'm taking one of my Q-tips, soaking it with some cleanse oil, and now I'm going to clean this out because there is debris in it, specifically gunpowder. Yay, gunpowder. Woo! Dirty. Into the trash can. I might have to put down a new paper towel so I don't transfer gunpowder to the clean parts. So put down right out of view. Put that down out of view, and keep cleaning. I generally will clean my CZ after every use, no matter how much I've put through it. You know, I don't wait till I hit 500 rounds or something, or, you know. So I really want to replace the slide stop, though. There's nothing wrong with the slide stop. The stock one works perfectly fine. What I want to get is one with a thumb rest on it, and they make them. A company does make those, so I really would love to have one of those, so that when I'm holding, I can rest my thumb and feel a little bit more secure, like I'm holding, got more of a handle on the gun, like I'm more locked onto it. So I'm just taking a look at this to see if there is anything to, yeah, okay, see if there's any, ooh. Yeah, I did about, you know, like I said, about 190 rounds on this within 2 hours. You know, an advanced handgun, and they're doing an advanced handgun 2, which they say they're bringing back. I guess they have enough people that they feel confident in doing the class with, which is cool. The prerequisite is that you've had to have taken advanced handgun twice. Ooh. Twice within the last 6 months, and I've taken advanced handgun twice within the last 2 months. So I have already signed up for advanced handgun 2. I'm looking forward to it. Just looking things over. Yeah. Advanced handgun at 129. It's just a bunch of drills and exercises. The class is kind of free form. I guess they have a catalog of exercises they like to run through, and I guess it just depends on the circumstances and what the circumstances, I guess, the class size or whatever, will dictate what exercises they do, or they try to cycle them out, so everything's a little different. Did a lot of moving and shooting yesterday, you know, pivoting and then firing. The first class I went to, one of the things we did was, you know, mag exchanges, mag change outs, and doing figure eights around barrels with the gun. And then, you know, as you're keeping your eye on the target and you fire, when the range officer says fire, they'll say left or right, which is left target or right target. That was a good exercise. I'm definitely enjoying the classes. You know, I could probably go for my concealed carry if I wanted at this point. I think I've taken enough there where I could do it. Don't really want to. I have no interest in carrying. Thankfully, I don't feel, my life experience, thankfully, has not caused me to feel the need to have a pistol on me at all times. The huge drawback to that is that you can't always take them with you in certain places, so then what do you do with them? So it's almost kind of like there's no reason to conceal carry, because you're hit with so many opportunities or situations where you shouldn't have it on you. So I'm just looking at the slide, catching the light in a particular way so I can see better and see where things may or may not be. I think there's a green down there. I'm not sure, you know, what would happen if I did shoot with this. And there was even like 1 grain or 2 grains still in there. I mean, they would burn off, but, you know, it's not contained. I can't see that being really good for the gun. I don't know technically how hot that gets instantaneously. You know, I like this gun. I want to take care of it. It definitely was not the cheapest gun. You know, It was like close to $1,600. But it's a really nice gun. My other two guns are Glocks. I have a Glock 45 and a Glock 34. All three are 9mm, which is nice, so I don't have to buy different ammo. Just put one order in, and that helps. That'll give me rounds for everything that I currently own. Well, besides the rifle. Yeah. I got a rifle so I could participate in the pistol, not the pistol, but the just the leagues that they host at the range, because they have they have some rifle divisions too, and I was like, oh, that'd be fun. I just need a rifle. So I got myself a rifle. Just cleaning the spring. And I sprayed it. I don't take it apart. Some people take these apart. I just kind of pinch the cotton swab around it and spin it, and that seems to do the trick. You know, it gives it the love that it needs. So makes it feel all squishy inside. So I mean, I think a lot of this stuff is good. Some gunpowder remnants. Let me get that on my other paper towel, not my good paper towel. Now the frame, which is where everything just dropped in. You know, you can't really see it, but like all in here. Put it on my face. All in here. It's gunpowder. It's like, you know, we have snow this weekend. It's like it snowed in the rifle, except it's black. The gunpowder. The snow's black. Ooh, fuck. I guess it's breaking down. I hit it with the cleanse oil, so it's you know, it's kind of mushy, breaking down, getting all soft. This is going to take multiple cleanings, I think. Let me get some more pads. Woo! Boom. That is the dehumidifier that just kicked on behind me. Stuff is everywhere. It's almost like it's tiny little granules of things that gets in all the nooks and crannies. It's kind of like that because it is like that. And I keep looking at my picture on the screen of my phone and not on the camera. So it looks weird when I talk. This is going to be... My laundry's done. I'm currently in the basement of my house. Tara's upstairs. Have to wipe this table down too. Gunpowder everywhere. I think let's put a new one down. New paper towel. My laundry's done. Oh, isn't that nice? It's nice and clean. Really gotta wipe this table down. I'm finding occasional little granules of gunpowder. Oh, so oddly enough, the ammo that I was using was a CCI Blazer 9mm full metal jacket. You know, the brass casing. You know, practice ammo, pretty standard stuff. In case that would do anything, I was tapping it, but does not seem to be helping. Just cleaning off the brush. Get some residual residue off of it. So I wonder if I need to really get an armor on this. You know, someone who can properly take this all apart and clean everything. I can't believe, like, I'm not seeing a lot. I don't know how much they put in the casing, you know, powder, but I'm not seeing a whole lot that I would think would have been in a round. Never taken one apart. Damn, it's all the way down there. Oh yeah. Seeing all sorts of little bits of stuff falling down the mag well. The lighting is always really tough in here. I mean, I have a lamp right in front of me, and I don't know if that actually helps. You think it would. Sometimes it feels like my eyes adjust to it, and then I can't see anything because I'm adjusting to this really bright light. I think I might see if I can get a proper cleaning of this, just because of all the gunpowder in it. I think that might just be the best thing to do. I mean, it looks okay otherwise, and I'm still gonna, I guess, cycle and make sure everything cycles okay. I'm just using dummy rounds. It's not like, right? It's not like there's a spark happening. So, you know. Yeah, so I got into guns. I mean, when I was young, I always had like cap guns and rubber bullet guns, you know, like toy guns. I only shot real guns once. When I was little, I shot a 10 millimeter and I shot a 22. I was a kid, maybe 10 or 12 years old, you know. One day, that's it. But since we moved to the house, and bought the house rather, we didn't just move in, we bought it. One of the things we wanted to do, and yes, we was get a gun for the house. So I bought a Glock 45. You know, it's a 9 millimeter, but it's the type of Glock. It's a 45. Which, if you know anything or don't know anything about Glocks, the 45 is a 19 slide with the 17 grip. So the Glock 19 slide with the Glock 17 grip. So it's like a hybrid gun in a weird way, in size and shape. So I got that. I got that because I like the grip better than the grip on the 19. And that's what the guy at the store showed me, and I was like, oh yeah, that feels fine. So I like that. Okay. So I got a 17. So I got that. I got the 45. And obviously, you know, I want to be responsible with it, so I took classes, and I kept taking classes, and I got a membership to a range, and I don't go to that range anymore. It's just a lot of different reasons. No incidents, just, you know what, I didn't like some of the conversation. Referencing earlier when I was talking about how I don't fit in with some of the culture. Didn't really appreciate some of the conversation. I just wanted to go and shoot. That's all I wanted to do. Shoot, go home. But the range itself is just so small that you would be you know, like if they didn't have a whole lot of people shooting that night, you would become the range officer's entertainment or personal project for the night. So it's like, hey, I didn't ask for your advice. Yes, I'm a new shooter. I've watched so many YouTube videos on shooting, and I've seen where a lot of it's the same stuff, some of it changes here and there, and then it all just boils down to me understanding how I shoot with the knowledge that I have from these videos and applying it and getting a sense of what I'm doing. Most of the time, these range officers didn't have much to offer me. But I'm polite, so I let them keep talking, but it just spoiled my experience. Sorry about that. My timer on my phone went off, and that just stopped the video entirely. I kept cleaning, so I did what I could, replacing the paper towels a few times because I was finding more and more black powder coming out. I think I have it pretty clean, but I still think I want to get a thing of canned air and spray it out, and I may even want to, I think I'm going to ask somebody a little bit more professional with this matter, in regards to this matter, and see what they think, if it needs like a thorough cleaning because of this or what, or if it doesn't matter, you know, just like a really good cleaning like I did is fine. I don't know, but it seems to be pretty good. You know, taken several Q-tips to it and sprayed it a few times, and, you know, try to get into the nooks and crannies. I can still see powder in there, but I can't really get to them. But I'm sure canned air would do just well. Would do really well with that. So I can't speak today, in case you haven't noticed. So just gonna make sure that that's, you know, dry, you know, not really lubed up in a crazy manner or anything. And I'm going to start putting it back together. The frame down here, slide. Just give it a little once over. I think I'm going to put a Q-tip in there. A little fistful of Q-tips. I know. Just to make sure I'm getting all the little, get that out of the shot, right? Just make sure I'm getting all the little bits here and there. Do it upside down in case anything wants to fall out, and it can drop right to the paper towel. And I'm just giving it a look over. Okay. Still some dirt. All the places that dirt finds itself. But like I was saying, got the house, so we got a gun, right? Just in case, right? And in case what? In case we have to defend ourselves against bodily harm, you know? If someone's stealing the television, you know, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm gonna have the gun on hand. Don't come any closer. Stay away from me and me and Tara. Stay away from my wife. Stay away from me. Kind of shit. But just to have that line in the sand, I would hope to never have to use a gun on a person. I've only ever killed one thing in my life, and that was a mouse. Well, not including insects. I mean, I guess some people would say that that's terrible that I don't include insects, but, you know. I had to kill the mouse because I have snakes. We fed snakes, live mice. That's just what he ate. Not because I was like sadistic or anything. That's what he ate. Eventually we trained him off of them, but what I was doing was I was stunning the mice, which is not a pleasant thing to do. But it's one of the things you kind of have to do if you're a snake owner. Just taking a look at what's going on in here. Don't know what that is. There's a little blob of something. So, a little cleanse oil and then the Q-tip. See if I can persuade whatever this is to leave my pistol. But stunning mice involves grabbing them by the tail and whacking them on the surface. It's traumatic. It's inhumane. Well, if you didn't know, you need to do that if you're feeding live in case, pretty much so the snake doesn't get hurt. Because if the snake doesn't want to eat, then the mouse will want to eat the snake. Yeah, that's a thing. So, this particular time, the snake didn't want to eat. And I have this stunned mouse that's half alive, and the snake doesn't want to eat, so I had to kill the mouse. And that involved me putting tongs around the mouse's head, grabbing it by the base of the tail, and yanking. That was the loudest crack I've ever heard. That's louder than when I crack my knuckles. That's kind of what it sounded like, but it was loud. And that didn't feel so good. Like the pit in my stomach after doing that. So I never fed live again. So anyway, I don't want to have to kill anybody or hurt anybody. But obviously if I'm a gun owner, I want to be a responsible gun owner, and I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know how to use it. So I began taking classes, and I began going to the range regularly. Training in a sense as best as I could given my resources. because some people would argue that that's not real training. And I hate this what's real and what isn't real crap. We see that all the time in the witchcraft community. That's just childish, right? It's classist in a sense. You're not doing the real shit. Shut the fuck up. I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to be as responsible as I can. And that's really all you can ask. Sometimes you see things in this house. Thought there was someone next to me. It happens. It's okay. Just looking around, looking at all the little areas of the gun. Well, so like any gun owner will tell you, one gun became two guns, became three guns, became a rifle. You know, I began just enjoying it. I do want to get into competitive shooting. It's something I've been talking about for a while. It's just finding the events and making them work in my schedule. So that looks pretty clean. Now the barrel. Just give that one more swab, just to be sure. It looks okay. I mean, other than the gunpowder, I don't think there's any damage going on. But I guess putting the putting the dummy rounds through it will let me know if there's anything else going wrong. You know, if they load and they eject properly, and that's all I'm looking for. You know, not seeing any kind of damage or anything. And that is a pretty clean rag. Nice. Okay. They had a lot of cleanse oil on it, so I'm gonna have to do this a couple times with a dry rag. I'm gonna rotate it, make sure I'm picking up any debris. You know, and at this point I just want to make sure I'm wiping down any residual cleaning products. You know, cleanse oil, it cleans, it protects, it lubricates. It's good stuff. Found it online. A lot of YouTubers use it. They sold it at the range that I go to, so it's gotta be the good stuff, right? Yeah, I like it. It smells nice too. It smells nice and lemony. Nice and lemony. It's nice and clean. The spring is nice and clean. It had some powder on it before. Looks all right. So I'd stop. It's okay. So it's all kind of, it all has the cleanse oil on it. Even though you wipe it down, it's still got like a very, very minor film of cleanse oil on it. And that's fine. You want the lubricant. So now what I will do when I'm putting it back together is to get my needle oiler. One step gun cleaner and lubricant. It's the first cleaning kit I bought. There's a groove on the inside there. You can see it. I will put a couple drops, very small dabs in there. You know, anywhere where there's friction, metal on metal happening. And you start to see that after a while where the metal on metal is happening, because it'll have a sheen, you know. The gun will have a sheen to it in places from being burnished, from rubbing back and forth. So, oops. piece of lint. So the spring is the reason why I have glasses on. So it doesn't, shoot into my eye. It's one of the things that when I got the Glock, the instructions in the manual for the Glock kind of said to wear glasses. So I do. I've worked in shops and things like that, and accidents happen when you're not expecting them, and that's why they're called accidents, so you have to prep for them. So I just put the slide in. Now I'm going to line up the hash marks again and drop the slide stop back into place. So you see the 2 holes there. Voila. That is a safe direction for the most part. Woods, maybe like that direction might be a little bit better. Not this one, but this one. I know the gun's unloaded. Right. And even when I know it's unloaded, I still check it to make sure it's unloaded, because you're supposed to treat all firearms as if they're loaded. It's definitely a very good practice. So, still a little upset about the whole incident yesterday with the Squib. Hopefully the gun's okay. I might see if I can get some canned air and blow it out even more. And then maybe, like I was saying, touch base with guy at the range and see what they think about the gunpowder issue and making sure, that whole thing. So right now I'm going to clean up. And I'm going to put my dummy rounds in the magazine, which I guess I could do that right now. I just won't load it. But let me put dirty things in the trash can. Put all the other stuff away. Okay. Extra cotton pads. This goes in my CZ case, which is over here. I have this silicone towel, which wipe the gun off. Makes it all pretty. And honestly, let me get another cotton swab, and I'm going to, I did this last time, one little drop. There we go. And on the injection port, because I know there's like a burnished area on little burnished area on the barrel from just from use. I'd probably put like 3,000 rounds through this. I would think so, about that much. Thinking of how many orders I've made. Didn't want to put too much on it because it doesn't need to be goopy, but it needs something. Needs a little love. All right. Beautiful. 3 pounds practically loaded. It's a very heavy gun. All right, I'm going to put this off to the side in my case. I'm going to load up my magazines with these. So we're done with that stuff. The gloves off. The gloves come off. All sweaty. All right. Dummy rounds, they have a neat little primer end. I got my Maglula uploader. Voila. A loaded magazine, dummy rounds. So, all right. Knocked back, unloaded, dummy rounds, loaded. That shoot 2 out. Do that again. Well, so that went okay. You know, it did its thing. It was supposed to. But like I said, I still think I'm going to get myself a can of air. Load it again. Still unloaded. Loaded. Dry fire. Locked open. That's good. Checking the reset. Well, it seems to be working just fine. Okay. Let's try to get some insight on how to proceed. I should, but I still think I'm going to get a canned air. Thing of canned air. 3, 5, 5, 5. That's that. Thank you for watching my TED Talk.